the pitch on the way. Swing, broken bat roller. Reynolds has it over to first. And for the first time in Pensacola Blue Wahoo's franchise history, they stand alone in the Southern League as champs. Final score 11-4. Congratulations, Pensacola.
Really, when we kind of started talking about our team being the Chokies was right around 2010, 2011. We had some really good teams. We won 5 straight halves, I believe. We're in the championship series 3 times and really just kind of choked it away each year.
It's always hope. I wonder what the longest dry spell is. Did we set a record with 45 years? I don't know.
Losing to Pensacola last year, that dug deep, hit you hard.
The Tennessee Smokies entered the 2023 season having gone 45 years without winning an outright championship. It was the longest drought in franchise history and the second longest in minor league baseball. In 2022, the Smokies faced off with Rocket City in the first round of the Southern League playoffs. The Trash Pandas were the best team in the league. They didn't lose back-to-back home games the entire regular season. The Smokies, facing elimination led by Jonathan Perlaza, stunned Rocket City.
They took on a tough Rocket City team in that first round and played extremely well and advanced. And there was a lot of momentum going into that final series.
Beating Rocket City, and after that series, our celebration was you would have thought we won the World Series.
And then winning that first game against Pensacola, I think we all expected a championship.
We went on the road. All we got to do is split at home.
We were up, I think we probably should have won. There's a little, tough situations that happen.
Needing to split at Smokies Stadium, the Blue Wahoos swept Tennessee, and once again, the Smokies were tapped with the nickname Chokies. Michael Ryan was the Smokies manager in 2022 and started the season by stating, "We won't finish one game short again." The 2023 Smokies roster had a major facelift among position players. Just about every star player from the previous season was gone. The amazing thing was the Smokies players that replaced the team were just as talented. This new addition boasted 10 of the top 30 prospects, including Owen Casey and Pete Crow Armstrong, the number 3 and number 1 prospects, respectively. 2/3 of the Smokies outfield was covered by playmakers.
Development always comes first, but when you're developing the right way, you're going to win as a byproduct of that. And I think that's what happened here. We have a lot of really talented players who our coaches spend a ton of time with each day, working to get them a little bit better. And then at the end of the season, when you see all those days stacked one on top of the other, it led us to being the best team in the league.
The season started against the Birmingham Barons, and if you wondered what the team was made of, we found out Game 2. Trailing 9-5 in the bottom of the 9th, the Smokies rallied. Pablo Aliendo won the game with a walk-off home run. The swing was the start of a magical run. From that point on, the Smokies were known as the Comeback Kids.
We knew we had a special team going into the season, but that kind of just solidified it. And from that point on, I felt regardless if we were down in the game, however many runs, we had a chance to win the game. Pablo's just one of the guys on the team that if he's up to plate when we're down, you trust him. Pete, OC, any of those guys, you just trust them when they're up at the plate.
The Comeback Kids kept coming. Tuesday, May 9th, against the Montgomery Biscuits trailing 4-0 in the bottom of the 9th, Owen Casey won the game with a bases-loaded single. Pete Crow Armstrong capped off one of the most incredible comeback wins on May 26th against the Barons. Down 9-4 in the bottom of the 9th, the Smokies loaded the bases for Pete Crow Armstrong. His shot to right field won the game. During the course of the season, he would display an amazing ability to make plays all over the field.
He can do everything. He plays great defense. He can swing it with the best of them. He runs. He'll win the game for you. Pete's a good teammate. He holds everybody accountable. I think that's somebody you'd like to have on your team.
Playing with him and like patrolling the outfield, he made me a better outfielder.
Really?
Yeah. I really enjoy playing outfield with him and being on the team with him. But one thing that I really took away from his game is how much pride he took in outfielding, and I really feel like it rubbed off on me.
PCA was the leadoff batter the majority of the season for the Smokies, the perfect tone setter for a team on a mission.
Well, it sounds cliche, but the thing I like most about PCA is he's such a great teammate. During the course of the guy that's going up and down the dugout, he's talking to other hitters about, opposing pitcher tendencies, or, his fellow outfielders about defensive positioning and that kind of thing. He's always talking the game and always trying to find somebody to help. But in terms of, his ability on the baseball diamond, I often describe him as like a Marvel or DC superhero, because he can just do stuff that other people can't do.
If Pete Crow Armstrong was known for flair and pomp and stance, Owen Casey, the Cubs' number 3 prospect, made his name with consistent production, power, and solid defense.
I'll be honest, Owen Casey might be one of the best players I've ever seen. Every time he hits the ball, it's like you can't look away. Like when he's up at bat, like always watching, and he doesn't hit the ball soft by any means. It is 110, I feel like, every time he makes contact.
Owen hits the ball harder than anybody. He might not look fast, but Owen's just as fast as anybody as well, being that he's bigger than everybody too, which is kind of unfair, but he plays good defense. I would use exciting as well. Pete and Owen just excited in different ways.
It's fun when, Pete Crow Armstrong was playing center field and Owen Casey was playing right field, because they're equally talented, but in different ways, and they're wired differently. Owen Casey, he's a big league hitter in the making. I mean, that guy can smash, and he proved it in the Southern League this past season. Owen is the nicest human being you'll ever come across. He's that rare combination of really, really competitive, but like really, really nice. Great having the big Canadian around. His future's super bright.
The Smokies led the first half for most of the schedule. The Lookouts came charging hard, and in early June, it was a 2-horse race. The two teams met at Smokies Stadium in an epic showdown. June 2nd, the Smokies lost to Chattanooga 7-5. The Lookouts had been on a hot run, and Tennessee's first half lead was in question. On the next night, the Lookouts again pulled off a 4-1 victory. Chattanooga got to within a half game of the Smokies for first. That was also the last game managed by Michael Ryan, and Kevin Graber took over.
KG is a legend to me in a lot of respects. His background, the adversity he's faced and battled through in his life. Whenever you have a managerial change mid-season, has a chance to have an impact, and it can go negatively or positively. And I think KG stepped in and really led us to a title. He gives you confidence in yourself. I think that is what all great managers do, and I think KG believes in you even more than you believe in you.
I mean, I'll never forget the first day he was our manager, and I come in a situation in Rocket City. I can't remember the exact situation, but I think it's a pretty close, tight game, and I come in and I, got either pitched 1 inning, 2 innings, whatever it was. Normally get your handshake from the manager when you're done, and I saw him, he stuck his hand out, and so I went to go for the handshake, and he smacked my hand, and it threw me off, and then he chest bumped me, and I was just like, whoa, what just happened? But it fired me up a little bit. I was like, all right, that's how we're going, so let's do it.
I try to bring as much positivity to the equation as I could. I try to bring as much optimism to the equation as I could. And it was genuine. Like every day when I arrived at the ballpark, I truly expected us to play unbelievably well and win a baseball game.
The first half race came down to the final series. Chattanooga playing at Biloxi and the Smokies hosting Pensacola. The Blue Wahoos beat the Smokies again, losing 4 out of 5 to their nemesis, and Chattanooga took the first half on the second to last day. The second half of the season showed the Smokies' resilience. July 5th, Hayden McGarry's walk-off sac fly led the Smokies to a 4-3 win over Birmingham. That also lit the fuse to a 6-game winning streak and a 14-2 run over the next 16 games. Walker Powell picked up the win over Rocket City on July 26th. The big right-hander would go 6 innings in the start and continue to prove the Cubs found a diamond in the rough. They signed Powell for just $2,000 and a plane ticket. He was in the midst of a streak where he won 7 straight starts, including all 5 in August.
Well, the days that Walker Powell pitched, we had a name for that in the clubhouse. And it was like, it's a Walker Powell day. And, the proof was in the pudding with double-digit wins on the season, which doesn't happen that often anymore with guys on pitch counts and innings limits. But, man, he was just so efficient and so competitive.
Oh, I love playing behind Walker. Walker, he works quick. He throws a lot of strikes. He gets quick outs, but he's going to battle for you every time he goes out there and pitch. So I love playing behind Walker. And me and Walker are really cool, too.
The Smokies had a 3-game lead in the division when Biloxi came to Smoky Stadium on August 29. Smokies shortstop Levi Jordan was promoted to Iowa, and the move seemed to disrupt the Smokies' winning ways. The Shuckers swept the Smokies in all 6 games for the first time ever at Smoky Stadium. The slide continued on the road in Mississippi to run the losing streak to 8 games. Once again, Walker Powell answered the call as stopper. His September 7th start saw him pitch 6 shutout innings in a 1-0 victory. However, the Smokies continued to struggle, dropping 11 of 14 after losing 8-5 to Rocket City on September 14th.
You never want to lose 6, 7, 8 games in a row, but that's what was going on. And I was always optimistic through the low lows of that little losing streak. Even though we were losing some baseball games, every day when I got to the ballpark, I was 100% positive we were going to play amazing and win that day.
On September 12th, the Smokies were delivered reinforcements from South Bend. This included Kevin Alcantara, a star outfielder received by the Cubs from the Yankees in the Anthony Rizzo trade, Moises Ballesteros, Christian Franklin, Ezekiel Pagan. The group was known as the South Bend Calvary. The lineup immediately improved, filling the void left by the promotion of PCA, Luis Vazquez, and Levi Jordan.
I mean, they adjusted pretty quick. Maybe a couple games it took them, and they rolled with it.
It had been a long year, and we needed an infusion of some new energy. I think the young guys brought that. Alcantara, Ballesteros, Franklin, Pagan, Triantos, just having those guys around and in the mix with the rest of the crew, I think did bring some newfound energy.
However, it was another addition that helped the Smokies catch lightning in a bottle. Cheddar Bob the Batboy.
Hi, my name is Chris White, and people around here call me Cheddar Bob.
Oh, Cheddar Bob. Yeah, I've known him. He's been around here for years.
He was our spark. I mean, everybody needs something, and Cheddar Bob was our spark.
He's been around for years, helping up in the pantry and with food and beverage. And, it's just one of those things. I'm not a real superstitious guy, but it just seemed to work.
I just remember him being positive. Like, if you had a bad at bat, like, he was there to make sure you stay up.
It was a dream come true for me, but I was wanting to be a baseball player, so it was awesome.
Who knows? Cheddar Bob may have been the magic potion.
The team caught fire, finishing the regular season with 4 straight wins. The playoff format is best of 3. Up first was Chattanooga. There was an air of confidence with the Smokies after finishing 1 game short in 2022.
I mean, we're going out there to go play baseball. We've been playing baseball all year, so I mean, it was just kind of just like another game. I didn't want to be too antsy or like too hyped up to play the game. I kind of treated it like any other game.
Game 1 was at Smoky Stadium. Cubs top prospect Cade Horton got the start. The first-round pick from Oklahoma was overpowering in the regular season. His mix of fastball command with an electric slider made him a challenge the lookouts couldn't master.
He was on a 5-inning limit, but his pitch count was such that he probably could have gone out for the 6th, and he would have probably cruised right through that 6th inning.
B.J. Murray and Owen Casey drove in runs, and Game 1 went to the Smokies 3-1.
Here comes the pitch. Got him looking. Strike 3, and the ball game is over. Hunter Biggie just blew away Arroyo, and the Smokies take the opener of the 2023 North Division Championship Series.
Game 2 in Chattanooga followed the same script. Kevin Alcantara cracked a 3-run homer to supply the early offense. Swinging a high drive, deep left field. Urbaya's back, and there she goes! Just over the scoreboard in left field. It's a 3-run homer. Walker Powell, the Southern League leader in wins, took the ball pitching 5 innings of dominant baseball. Blake Whitney was great out of the bullpen, and Hunter Biggie slammed the door with the save.
Coming into it's Casey. Still coming. Foul territory. He's got it! And the Smokies are heading back to the championship series.
The sweep sent the Smokies back to the championship series. On the other side, Pensacola continued their dominance, sweeping Montgomery to set up the rematch of 2022. The Smokies hosted Game 1 on September 24th, a Sunday night. The home crowd witnessed a total dismantling of the defending champs.
I am as optimistic as they come. I didn't foresee how well we were going to play against Pensacola. I mean, I thought we'd play well. I didn't think we would sort of blow their doors off.
The Smokies offense scored early and often. B.J. Murray's RBI double started the onslaught. They scored 8 runs in the first 3 innings. Murray was 2 for 4 to raise his postseason batting average to 400.
We didn't really put any pressure on ourselves to do anything because they beat us last year. I mean, it's a new year. We went out there and played Smokies baseball, and it worked for us.
The 8-4 final set the Smokies to Pensacola 1 win away for the second straight year. Game 2 at Pensacola saw Cade Horton make his second start of the postseason. The ace was the perfect streak breaker. Horton took the home crowd out of it, pitching 5 innings, allowing 1 hit and no runs with 4 strikeouts. Once again, it was B.J. Murray sparking the offense. The game was tied at 1 in the 3rd inning. He had the blast that the Smokies had waited decades for.
I was just trying to get a good pitch to hit, really. And, I mean, I got a good one to hit, and hit it out the park. So I did not think it was going out of it because the wind was blowing in from that part of the field. So I didn't think it was going out, but I think God grabbed that ball and took it over the fence for me. It felt good doing that for the team, though. Like, as you can see, the energy in the dugout after that home run was crazy. I do think that was the blow that, you know, kind of like knocked the energy out of them.
His 3-run homer gave the Smokies a 4-1 lead. The Smokies poured on the runs with 4 in the 6th. Owen Casey broke it open. Hunter Biggie pitched the 9th to close it out.
Here's the 1-2. Swing, line drive, leaping, and it's caught by Shaw. And for the first time in 45 years, them boys from Tennessee have planted their pennant alone atop the mountain. In 2023, at long last, the Smokies are champions of the Southern League.
It was just a great feeling. I feel like, you know, we won the World Series.
Getting that last out, you know, rushing the field and, you know, popping champagne and just being able to celebrate that win with such a great group of guys, man. It's a highlight of my baseball career for sure.
It's nice to have a ring anytime you can get it.
It was fun to watch, and we take a lot of pride in the way the guys performed, and you know, we're hoping to go back to back in 24.